Hello and welcome back to Cities Skylines, and today I've got something a little bit different to show you. Yes, I am the first person who has tried doing this in Cities Skylines, or at least who has made a video on it, and it's actually working much better than I expected. So if you saw the title, you were probably like, how do you build a computer in Cities Skylines? So this is probably the simplest thing I can call a computer. I have I have two very simple logic gates working. So I have an AND gate I've built and an OR gate I've built. But to actually push it to the next level, I built a NAND gate. And using a NAND gate, you can build any other one of the simple gates in computing. So if you made enough of these and connected them all together, you could actually make them do math and stuff. Now the next thing I'm going to do is figure out a way to duplicate this, including the terrain, because with Move It, you can duplicate, but you can't duplicate the terrain. Follow terrain. No, I don't believe you can duplicate. I can duplicate all the hardware. Oh, even the dam gets broken. So I need to find a way to replicate these more easily. But let me show you what I have done and how it works, and some practical uses. So we've got a town over here that we shut off power to. But using these gates here, we're going to turn the power back on. So first off, these are our AND gates, so they're off. These are inputs, which are, if we look at the underground networking, we've got all of our pipes connected up. So these are inputs, so let's turn one on. So if we turn on one of the inputs, the water is going to go up, but it's going to leave through here, which is basically our equivalent of a ground. It's just getting rid of the water, putting it back into the system, and not actually doing anything. But you'll see it's really close up to the edge of this here, and it leaks a tiny bit. I can probably make it a little bit taller here to make it not leak, but it's not really putting enough through. It's just dying due to evaporation anyways. But if we do this now, if we turn this one on, because it's an AND gate, if this and this are on, it's going to push enough over here for this to turn on. And when this turns on, which is an OR gate, so if this or this turn on, the water is going to go down here. It's going to go over to this miniature little dam here. And I'm using the Anarchy mod so I can make tiny little dams like this. And if we give it a little bit, the only problem here is the delay between things happening. But look! The dam is generating power. Isn't that exciting? It's generating a very small amount of power, 16 megawatts, but that's enough for this little city. And you could actually have it turn on and off different services around your city using these gates. So because it's an OR gate, if I turn this and this on, and then I turn this and this off, we're going to switch what our input is. And you could actually have just a row of pumps as your controls. And so if you knew which ones you had to turn on and off different functions in your city, it would actually be pretty interesting. I don't know if anyone will actually use this. I mean, it's an interesting concept using Cities Skylines in this way. But as you can see, it does function, except for the fact that this dam is a little bit too crunched here. It can't let its water out, which is causing it to not be able to create power. We're just gonna clean that up a little bit. There we go. It should be generating again, and it is. Oh, come on. There we go. It's still working, and either way, the water is still coming out of here, which is the OR gate. I just can't get the water out fast enough, apparently, for the dam to run. Let's just rip down these homes, and we'll just de-zone these. I know, this isn't really a huge issue, but I've spent quite a bit of time trying to figure out how I'd get these gates working, so I like them working well. And you could even just build another AND gate at the end of this, so you would need this and this and this and this all going to turn this on. I just wanted to show multiple gates. But the part where this really gets interesting is a computer engineer would know the most powerful kind of gate is the NAND gate, and I had to get a little bit creative with this. And the NAND gate is, it's on no matter what, unless it's, unless both are on. If both are on, unless both are off, If both are off, it's on. So as you can see, this is currently on, and this is just sending the quote-unquote electricity out, not actually doing anything. But watch what happens when I turn one of these on. Now, it'll happen faster if there's two, but that's not the goal. The goal is for it to just work in general. I could compress this into a much smaller form factor, just like companies do to make faster electronics. But this is more of a demonstration. So as you can see, these pumps have no power, so they're not stopping the water from going through here. However, by having any one of these on, or both on, you'll see that this dam right here, this miniature dam, is going to kick on. And when this dam kicks on, which is going to be any second now, these pumps are going to get power, and now it has stopped. Or it's going to stop in a second, once it equalizes a little bit. Okay, we may have a little bit more water flow right now than we did. That's one of the only issues with using the water like this. There's a little bit of tweaking that has to be done when you're working with a system on Cities Skylines like this. But all this requires is just a tiny, teensy change. I just have to... Oh, okay. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's switch that to like 0.1. Just lift that a little bit. And it's all about finding balance. Come on. Are these pumps just not running fast enough? We can add a fifth pump, which wouldn't be the end of the world. There we go. It just shrinks it a little bit is the only issue. I mean, makes it bigger. You can't shrink it quite as much as if you add more stuff. But... oh, jeez. Oh, you know what the issue is? When you first place down pumps, they run faster, so I doubled this up, but I don't think I have to anymore. I think that's the problem. If I switch that to 1, back how it was before, the pump should be able to keep up with 1. Unless they're just absolutely useless pumps. Oh, come on. Oh, they don't have enough output. That's it. Okay, 1 second. Don't mind me. Let me just add some more outflow pipes onto here. That's it. That's why. They're trying to outflow to 1. There we go. Okay, now it's working. Great, so these hold it off, and then you'll see if we turn this off, this is going to stop running. These are going to now not have enough power to run, and now I have to recalibrate it because pumps still actually run in Cities Skylines, even if there is no electricity. So that's why the second one was here. Don't worry, I'm getting it working again. Just a little bit of technical difficulties. But this is the honest truth. Building a system like this takes a lot of trial and error, mostly error. But now since it's all the way off, it's going to easily go over. But that's not the point. It should be the fast reaction time, which means that this just needs to be dropped a little bit. Just enough that the water can make it over when they're off. There we go. And let's try that again and see if that's fixed now. So this is now going because they're both off. And now if we turn one back on, this is going to start running. Hopefully start running. Once the water gets a tiny bit higher on that end. There we go, it's running a tiny bit. There it goes. Now these turn on, and the water is no longer able to get through. And that is an AND gate, which can be used to make pretty much all other logic. These little waves are annoying, though. That's the only issue. Things like that I have to iron out. But for the most part, this works. And this could be solved by just adding a little bit of buffer here. Because the little bits that make it over are just going to evaporate anyways. But I think the point has been gotten across. Ugh, I really have to fix this. This is slightly annoying. I think the best way to do it is just bring the difference of off and on up further by adding more pumps. But I have to find a better balance for this. But I think that, for the most part, this got the point across of what I'm trying to do. And I think it's very interesting. So, again, if we turn these on, because they're an AND gate, if they're both on, the water is going to be able to go above this here. And once the water goes above this here, it's going to go into here. And then because this is an OR, it's going to go a little faster, though, with both running. And that's going to power this dam, which powers this little bit of city. I don't know what you guys are going to do with this. I hope you guys find it interesting at the very least. Thank you all for watching. There's my AND OR NAND gate, my little tiny, the most simplistic computers ever in Cities Skylines. But I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time. Hail Vooperia, maybe I'll build some, like, counter or something out of this. It'll be slightly complicated to do, though. Well, really anything's going to be complicated to do. But I will see you all next time. Bye! Oh man, this is such a weird project.